I was incarcerated for about 5 years, 5 years and some change.
5 years. How old were you whenever you were?
I was 16. I went in when I was 16.
You were 16. What happened? If you want to talk about it,
when you out there hustling on the street and shit, you come across a lot of things, and I was facing life, man. There was a whole, I'm telling you, man, there's a whole straight maybe year and a half. I was just thinking I was gonna go to prison for the rest of my life, man.
Do you remember how you felt whenever you realized how bad the situation was?
Maybe after 3-4 months is when I really started thinking about what's going on. Really thinking about the situation. Really
you start kind of going through and seeing.
Pondering the truth.
Yeah.
Of the fact that my life might be gone. One night I was just in my bed, and next night I'm in a cell. So it's happens all fast. So maybe I'd say that just based off of the maturity level I was at, and just my I was being an adolescent, it really didn't hit me, and I really wasn't I was just doing what I was told, put these on, get here, go here, lay down, do this,
Yeah.
So I got to myself.
Do you remember how did you felt whenever they set you free? Let's talk about the day before you actually were released. Were you all excited?
Man, the day before I was tripping, cause
how do you realize first of all that you were?
Let me tell you like this, man. First of all, my mom was supposed to come get me, right?
Yeah.
She got arrested the day before I got out.
No fucking way.
Yeah, man. So I was tripping.
First of all, I would like to know, how did you get involved in music?
I believe that music was really there for me as a therapy, as a way to express myself.
As a therapy?
Yeah, because I always had music. I always had headphones in my ear if I was at school. I always got in trouble for having headphones. You always got in trouble for having headphones in the class. I came back from recording my first video.
Oh yeah.
The same night, and I only had
And you were fucked up.
Cause I had only 2 hours of sleep or 3 hours of sleep or something like that.
That was your very first video.
Yeah.
The very, very first video you ever. Good. Hey, ¿qué onda, gente? ¿Cómo están? Bienvenidos. What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another podcast. Today, I'm very happy. I have a very exciting guest, MOJO.
What's up?
How you doing, my boy?
Hey, man, just chilling.
MOJO is a singer, writer, musician, an artist, and I have a couple questions here. I mean, the way we met, it was kind of crazy, though. Yeah. I remember the first time I saw you, I was like, this guy has the potential to become a big, not only artist, but a big singer. Because at the time you were, you told me that you were writing.
Yeah.
And I think you had your first song. I'm not sure if it was your first song.
No, I came back from recording my first video.
Oh yeah.
The same night, and I only had
And you were fucked up.
Cause I had only 2 hours of sleep or 3 hours of sleep or something like that.
That was your very first video.
Yeah.
The very, very first video you ever.
Yeah. My very first music video. Yeah. and actually, too, what's crazy is that I had to rush all the way down from LA.
Yeah, you were in LA.
And I came back down 4 in the morning, and I had to be over there at 6. So
that's crazy. But so you make it.
Yeah, man.
You make it. Yeah, that's what's up. Responsible. So, how's your first of all, I would like to know, how do you get involved in music? Because whenever you were a child, you were looking at music and you were like, shit, I like the music and I would love to, whenever I grew up, eventually become a musician. Or music was something that get involved in your life little by little, or eventually as you were growing up. How was that transition? How do you get involved in music?
Shoot, man. I'd say I got really involved with music.
Yeah.
Look, so I believe that music was really there for me as a therapy, as a way to express myself.
As a therapy?
Yeah, because I always had music. I always had headphones in my ear if I was at school. I always got in trouble for having headphones. You always got in trouble for having headphones in the class. Yeah. That was me almost every day.
I see.
Yeah. And I just thought that music was just there for me like nobody else was. That's it. You know what I mean?
So that's kind of interesting the way you say it, because for some artists, I was looking some interviews, and whenever they come up with this answer, very a few of them are the ones that actually music is a therapy. And you think music helps you out a lot I guess my personal experience is like I like to see music as the soundtrack of a movie, and the movie is my life. So I don't know about you, but whenever, as soon as you were growing up, you are changing style. Probably not styles of music, but you're changing artist. You first start listening to this one, and then this one, and then
you also got to take in consideration of how like age wise, or like your parents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or how they filter you and all that.
How do you?
Me, when I was growing up, I grew up real straight, so like it was more like like you can't listen to this music, you can't listen to this, you can't watch this, you can't hear cussing and all this. But honestly, at the end of the day though, I feel like I was the oldest, so I felt like I was doing that regardless. Like, I was still listening to the music they told me not to listen to. I was still watching the movies they told me not to watch. On my own time.
I think we all did. That.
So I really feel like music is just, I can feel it.
I see.
Like I can never like do something like that needs all my focus and listen to music at the same time. I can't read and listen to music at the same time. Like what I used to do, actually, I've tried it before. I can't do it. Yeah. Like I'll play some classical music when I'm reading.
Classical music.
No words, Yeah. And not a lot of like beats that flow, because I'm telling you, like music, like it flows. It flows through you.
Yeah.
And it's just how your reaction to it. Like I can never just sit there and stay still listening to music.
Yeah, it's crazy how the music has something inside every single person. No matter if you don't like music, no matter if you don't like a specific kind of music, whenever you listen to music, your brain has some certain activity, and that's something that it affects every single human being in this way. No matter if you don't like that kind of music, it has a result in your brain, right? So the fact that you say you play classic music before, or you kind of.
When I read, I like to play classical music, because
it puts you like in this mood, huh? It's like a relaxation, calm, and then it makes you like get more into the story.
And it's kind of like a wheel.
Yeah. Like it's absolutely like agree with you.
Inertia you're building,
How's your creative process whenever you write a song? Do you first do you sit down, you put some music or classic, and then you start coming up with the words, or do you first create the beat, and then once you have the beat, you start putting the words to it? How is it?
I mean, it just depends. Like I've had situations where I'm just like, I do a lot of singing. Like if I'm in the shower, if I'm doing something, I like sing or rap to myself or something. I might catch a little tune. I might catch a little tune. Like, this sound real good.
Okay.
Write it down, or use my voice, or use my
the note voice.
My note voice, and just do a little sample of it. Or honestly, sometimes.
Yeah.
When I go to the studio,
I
have a beat playing, and like I'll either just write something to it, or there's been times where I just freestyle.
You just freestyle, just like
freestyle.
That.
Yeah, just get on the mic, hear the beat, just start freestyling how I normally freestyle. Catch something, just catch something good, and then just go off of that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, I mean, it just depends,
Whenever you freestyle, you have to be like very good, very fluent with the words you are using, and you gotta have like a certain connotations ready to kick, right? Yeah. How about in the videos? Are you your own director? How's your process while making a video? Because now you have the song, now you make the song, but how about the video? Do you make like a storyboard, or do you just jump into the?
Now the video. It can be a lot of different factors. It could have like maybe you have already like for the Richie Rich. I was
watching that one.
I have never. That was before I didn't make no. I've never made a music video.
Yeah.
I don't know what I got to do. I haven't even been in one before.
Yeah. That was your very first
one. Yeah. So I was thinking like, I'm just gonna show up, do what I gotta do on my part.
Yeah.
And the rest is just gonna come, because I'm more of like a you can't plan everything to the T in certain situations, especially when you're creating something.
Yeah.
You just gotta pick up from whatever is left off.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have an idea of what I want.
Yeah.
But that idea can change, and you gotta be open to that change. You can't always just you can't fixate your mind on one specific thing that you want to do.
Yeah.
Because what's gonna happen is that you're gonna go ahead and try to execute what you originally planned.
Yeah.
But then something's gonna happen where it's giving you a sign and the tools to do not the complete opposite thing, but something along the lines of what you're doing already.
Yeah.
And you're gonna like, some people are either gonna fight it off or some people are gonna welcome it in, and I'll welcome it in, you know.
Correct.
Like, you know, maybe the idea I already had originally wasn't the right idea, because this is happening now. You know, I let it play out.
You let it play
I
out.
don't fight against it. You know?
Richie Rich was the very first song you made?
Yeah, Richie Rich is the very first song I made and the very first video I dropped. Yeah.
How's that point of your life whenever you are just living your regular life and then suddenly you have this idea of, fuck, I want to make my own song. I want to become an artist. And then you start writing and then you go to the studio and then you like it, you love it, and you're like, bro, we gotta make that fucking video. And then you start making the video. How's that process? How do you change? I would love if you can explain me that. You're living your life, normal life. You'll probably always had this idea inside your mind that you eventually wanna, you know, come up with something with music. You say it that music, it was something destined to you. But how has it changed? What was that change that just get into your life and then you start thinking?
You mean like how did music affect my life right at the start, or how does music affect my life on a daily basis?
Before we get into the day to day, how do you remember the first day you were like, shit, let me start writing this?
Man, look,
Richie Rich.
No,
You don't remember that day?
No. Look, I'm gonna say, I remember. I kind of have an idea. Look, man. So, you know, ever since I was little, I always wanted to be like a music artist, like a rapper.
Whenever you were little,
actor. So not even a music artist, like somebody of entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Because I always like, you know, I always made people laugh, and like I see people always like to be around me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, I mean, that goes both ways. People like to be around me and didn't like to be around me.
There's always the other side, huh? There's always the opposite, yeah.
Yeah, but hey, but I'm saying though, like I always wanted to be some type of entertainer growing up, or just on TV or something, you know, somebody of importance or something, you know.
Yeah.
And rapping, I just really like that. You know, I just really like that shit. I listen to it. I'd be like, they just the flow, the music, and you know, singing too. Like, I was always a good singer. You know what I'm saying? I was always a good singer, but rapping I was not so good at. You know, and also singing too. Like I said, I was always good at singing, but you know, I always had a voice. But like, you know, they actually had I say that I'm good at singing, but they put me to the back of the class.
No way.
When I was in choir in 6th grade. Yeah, I did.
They put you in the back.
Yeah, so they put me in the back. They put me in the back because they were saying that I didn't sound good, or
really
people said that I wasn't loud enough or something. I forgot the teacher had told me like the reason why she put me back there.
Probably she was
like,
having a bad day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It ain't even a thing though. But you know, I always wanted to be in the music industry.
You always wanted to be in the music industry, but at the same time on the spot of the entertainment, and you would love to become an actor. You know, whenever we are childs, we have those pictures, and we just picture whatever path you want to follow, right? Where do you grow up?
I grew up. I mean, look. So I grew up right here in Oceanside, California.
Really? That's what's up.
Spent most of my time out here, Oceanside. You know, I have my different ties. You know, different places, but most of my time was spent out here in Oceanside, California. Where
do you grow up? Where do you were born?
I was born in Egypt.
Egypt.
Yeah, I was born in Egypt, man.
That's what's up. So your parents are Egypt too?
Yeah, we're all Egyptian, man. You know, I came back down here. I came over here. I was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
And we go. I've been back over there before, but you know, it's a different culture, different environment.
It is a different culture.
You know, people over here wouldn't understand exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm saying that, but. It's just a different life over there. That's it.
It is a different lifestyle, a different culture, different. It's a different part of the world. It's almost right. Yeah. And well, I'm from Mexico, but Mexican culture, and you can find it right here on the streets. Right, you can just start walking around in Oceanside, in San Diego, and we're in California. Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot. So you don't feel yeah. So there's not like this big difference as in Egypt. So you move here whenever you were how old were you whenever you decide to move? You or your family?
I came down here when I was 3 years old.
3 years old.
You know? 3 years old. I don't have too much recollection of that, but that's when I came down here. You know, I don't really remember. Again, I don't really remember that time of my life.
Okay.
Because I was so young and
Yeah,
not a lot of pictures and videos.
Baby.
There's some pictures and videos of like when I was here and like doing regular stuff, but there isn't any really like, you know, like videos and pictures of me being over there as a newborn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see. So then you start your new life here. Of course, you kind of like have this culture of being in Egypt, but at the same time, you know, you're living in California, so you have this new culture, right?
Yeah, man. Well, I used to have an accent, man.
Yeah?
Like, yeah. Like,
well, accent is good.
Yeah, but like when you go, look, man. When you were going to school with a bunch of white kids, because I used to go to a nice middle school, honestly. Like,
okay, yeah.
You know, down the street. And like I was showing up with the same clothes, you know. I had different hair, I had like a little afro going on. You know
really?
I mean? Yeah, man. You know, people can I touch your hair and all that little shit. You know what I mean, man? You know, and I used to talk like this. Yeah, I used to talk like this. You know what I'm saying? Like little like that.
I used to talk like this.
Really? Hey man, you know I used to get made fun of for that shit, bro. But you know, I started like you know how that goes. And you start fighting and shit.
Yeah,
you start leaving you alone.
It's a little.
You know, but yeah, man, that was me though. You know, I was just the outcast, like the different, like just, you know, I was always like individuated from individuated from the rest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was always like put like as the. I was always just somebody to stand out in the room. You know what I mean?
Do you think that was because you were different, because you were sounding different, or do you think it was?
No, most definitely.
You think it was something against you directly?
No, honestly, man, look, and also I had really bad ADHD. You know, so I was always getting up. Teachers always getting me in trouble. You know, I remember so many instances where I didn't know what I was doing. Like I didn't know why I was getting in trouble. You know, I was just being me.
Yeah.
You know, I used to get sent out a lot, and you know, I wasn't a bad kid growing up.
I mean, whenever you are a kid, you know, you of course you have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And
yeah, but I mean, you know, a name. You know, this name. Like my mom used to call me this name, and it stuck with me. Right? She used to call me a troublemaker. Like, Muhammad, you're a troublemaker. Muhammad, you're a troublemaker. You know, like almost all the time. You know, I used to give her a hard time for going to school, doing all this.
I see.
But I mean, look, you know, I was getting in trouble at school because I had a lot of energy.
That's why.
You know, I didn't want to stay still. I couldn't focus. I had bad focus. You know, school ain't really for me. You know, I had a crazy time. My education is a whole nother story on its own. But you know,
how was high school?
High school is when I started like kind of like, you know what, like kind of like accepting the fact that,
because there is a big difference between middle school and then high school. It's a big jump.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you're going through a bunch of changes. You start meeting way more people. You start realizing how real life is, you know, slowly. And then you start feeling like you're an adult, but you're not. And you kind of want to have this, the respect. And of course you want to be noticed. And
yeah.
How's that changed your perspective? Based on all these you were telling me.
Look, so I'll tell you like this, man. Starting high school, that's when I started kind of like accepting the fact that, you know, I'm always gonna be like a trouble, like basically just falling into what they've been telling me. I'm a troublemaker.
You fit that spot, huh?
You want a troublemaker? I'll give you a troublemaker. You know, that's when I started ditching school, started smoking a lot. You know,
you started smoking weed whenever you were in
because again, man, I started school early.
Oh, okay.
So I
see.
Yeah, so I was 13 freshman year.
Usually 13 as freshman.
Yes, I was 13 years old. I started middle school when I was 11.
Really?
Yeah, so I was 13 as a freshman.
I see. Okay.
You know, just I was trying to like kind of fit in type way, but you know, I feel like I kind of like just dove off the deep end. I feel like I just dove off the deep end because I started slanging this shit. I started doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? I started really hustling the streets and shit.
Okay.
You know, I started leaving my house more, spending more time at the street. You know,
with your friends, you used to have a lot of homies. And
yeah. You know, I remember the first motherfucker that had invited me to go down the way, right? It was like this little place, little spot, and this is my first time smoking weed, man. So
it was your very first time.
Yeah. He had like a vape, right?
Oh, the wax?
No, I'm talking about like a vape, like a big, you know, remember them big box vapes?
Oh yeah.
He had a vape, right? He was smoking it, and I was like, you know, I thought that was cool. So he gonna let me hit that, like let me hit that.
Let me try it.
The smoke come out, like skateboarding and shit. Like I never really got into skateboarding, but I always was like cruising around with a cruiser. You know what I mean? When I was young.
Yeah.
That's my transportation. That's how I got around and shit. But and I remember like he was telling me like, yeah, like my older friend, like he lives around the corner and this and that.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, for sure. I was just trying to act cool, man. Like I don't really, you know, I never really had friends growing up, bro. So it's like, he telling me, yeah, like, I'm like, all right, for sure, we gonna go. You know, we went and, you know, here comes this big ass bong, bro.
No way.
Yeah, bro, here comes this big ass bong, and I'm like, oh shit. I get my head on like, oh shit, like. My friend looks at me like you
bone hits you different.
But bro, this is big though. Like, it's really big, like really, really big, man. You know. Yeah. And he telling me, he said,
not the normal size when you put on your leg and then
it's not that big. No,
that big, was like huge,
big,
huh?
Big, bro. I see. It's a really big one. Like if you looked at it, anybody look at it, be like, that's a really big bone.
And that was your very, very first time.
Yeah. So I'm over here. My friend looks at me. He's like, oh, like you smoked before, right? Like you down to smoke? I'm like, yeah, of course, bro. Like
that's what we always say, bro.
No, yeah, I'm lying. And you know, so he packs the bowl, they smoke, he smokes the first one. The smoke just fills up the bong, man.
Shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, bro, like that's a lot of smoke. That's gonna be for me too.
Yeah.
I'm like, I look at my friend, I'm like, to be honest, bro, like I've never hit a bong, but I smoked weed before, but I've never hit a bong before.
No, bong hits you different. It's like twice power.
I ain't know nothing though. That's the thing though.
That's the thing.
I ain't know nothing, partner. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there like, yeah, I'm just waiting for my doom. Yeah. Sitting there, shit. But he comes. He's like, he packs it for me. I'm like, yeah, bro. Like I haven't hit a bong, so you gonna have to tell me how to do it. He's like, yeah, man, just I'm gonna light this, just suck in, and I'm like, all right, for sure. So he starts lighting. I'm hitting that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm hitting that shit, and then I go and I boom, bro. I take a hit. I don't clear it at all. I don't clear none of it. I go right outside. And I'm just coughing, bro. Coughing, really bad.
Yeah,
like spitting.
And then you kind of start crying, right?
Yeah, like tears in my eyes. Bro. And here comes my friend. Like, you good? You good? You good, Mo? You good? I'm like, yeah, I'm straight. And he's trying to give me a soda. Man, I remember drinking that soda. I'm like, whoa, like this is how it feels to be. This is what it looks like to feel high. And I'm like, fuck, bro. I'm like 12 years old. I was like 12 or 13.
Dude, 12 years old.
I was like 12 or 13, yeah. Fuck. And I'm like, fuck. Like, he's like, you ain't never smoked before. I started shaking my hand. I can't even answer him or think of nothing.
Bro.
I was just like, I went back inside, man. I crashed on the couch. I just lay there for like a couple hours, bro. And then he was like, oh, we gotta go.
You didn't throw up? Take like the green hour?
Nah, I ain't throw up or nothing.
I remember my first time I hit a bong, bro. I'm telling you, it hits different because I get like a panic attack.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was hitting it, and you don't realize that you don't think that you are smoking until you see the smoke creating into the bong, but you are putting air into your lungs, and that air is coming from the weed, so you are smoking. It's twice the power. And then I remember, I finished the first bunk and I was like, kind of feeling like, oh shit. When is it going to kick in? When is it going to hit it? So I was just drinking water.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was just start like kind of shaking.
Yeah.
And then I start freaking out. And then my heart rate went up. And I was just like, whenever you get to that level of highness, dude, it's super easy that you lose control of your thoughts.
Yeah, you start thinking a whole lot of shit, or
dude,
getting paranoid.
I get paranoid, and my fucking heart rate.
Everybody's different, man.
And I was like, oh fuck, no, that was crazy. So, whenever you were in high school, do you finish high school? Do you graduate, or you?
So
you weren't able.
No, so what had happened was I made it to junior year.
Junior.
High school itself, I have a lot of stories in the high school itself. That's when I started. That's when a lot of things started happening where I had more of like a reason to just be like, do bullshit basically.
I see. Yeah.
There's never really a reason to, but you know what I'm saying. As an adolescent, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you got family problems, all that bullshit. But
correct.
No, I didn't end up graduating out here. I graduated I was incarcerated. So I didn't graduate out here.
Okay.
Yeah, so but I got my high school diploma though. Don't
Okay.
get it twisted. Just
I see.
I got my high school diploma though, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Moving forward in your life, this could be something in high school, or this could be anything else. What has been the biggest challenge that you have faced in your life, and how do you overcome it? This could be a car accident, something deeper, or whenever a family member just passed away, something that was a big challenge.
You talking about like something specifically that happened to me, or like in depth? What's the biggest thing?
Whatever, any challenge. This could be a challenge of writing a song, for example, of challenge of overcoming depression, or overcoming different kind of thoughts. Yeah. What's the biggest challenge you had faced in your life so far?
I was just in a really bad car accident, a very traumatic car accident. And it kind of messed me up a lot, like finance wise, mobility wise,
yeah,
and mentally wise. But I've been dealing with I had a hemorrhage.
Okay.
I had a hemorrhage, skull fracture, and a concussion. So it wasn't
it was big.
Yeah, it's a TBI. I have a TBI. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
I mean, it's been kind of a journey. This happened like 3 months ago.
I do remember you showed me. You sent me.
Yeah.
Send me the pictures of how bad it was. And this is a question I want to ask you. Do you remember what kind of song were you listening to whenever you had the incident? You don't remember what?
All I remember was me driving.
Yeah.
And then I woke up in the ambulance, or not even the ambulance. I woke up in the hospital.
In the hospital. So you were driving.
I remember
you
just driving out normally, and just.
You don't have no memories about if you were turning or whatever. That's it.
Just remember driving, and then I wake up in the ambulance, or in the hospital.
In the hospital. Shit. And you say that fucks you up in multiple ways in your life, right? Multiple aspects. Yeah. You start.
And it's a challenge within itself. You know what I'm saying? It messes with me on a daily basis, man. I feel like I'm just not. It takes me a little bit more to I get frustrated a little bit faster.
No,
but not too bad though. But it affects me because I know how I am.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So it's like. Sometimes I'm in a battle with myself because it's like, I spent all this time putting things into order, as you should say, up here mentally, because your mental state is the most important thing you can focus on.
It's the first one
in a path of success.
Yeah.
So I spent all this time trying to putting things in order, and here in my it just knocks me off because I'm over here dealing with things that I wouldn't have dealt with before mentally.
Yeah.
It's all in the head though. You know what I'm saying? So I get over it. It's just within time, within the healing process. Try to make sure I still sharpen my brain on a daily basis. Play little games, just mental games.
Mental game.
Just to make sure I'm healing good.
I see. Yeah. So that was car accidents. I don't like them at all, bro, because it's so unpredictable, and then sometimes it's not even your fault. Yeah, you could be driving. You can be following every single rule. You can be doing everything right, but then suddenly you're involved into a crash, into a crash, and it could end up. I mean, you were lucky. I mean, for all the diagnosis, I remember the first time I saw you. Your eye was fucked up, bro. I remember.
This was all the way open.
Oh fuck! I do remember so bad that, and I remember I thought like, oh fuck, this could be end up way worse, because the severity of the car accident you were involved in it was crazy. So I'm glad you are here, man.
Yeah, me too, man. It's a blessing for my mom says that every time she shows a picture of that car to somebody, like. They just automatically assume like is the person dead,
Yeah. Yeah.
They would not believe that after just 2 days of the accident, I got out the hospital, able to walk fine, everything is normal, you know?
Yeah, you didn't, because some people, they are not able to walk anymore, or not in the same way, or they lose an arm, or
Yep.
you were able to.
So, you know, God bless, man. For
Yeah.
real, you know, it's not every day you hear about a situation like that, you know?
Yeah, I see. I don't know if you want to touch this, but I think it's important for our conversation, because I kind of have some questions about your music, the lyrics and everything. But before we hit those, you told me that you were in jail.
Yeah. I was incarcerated for about 5 years and some change.
5 years. How old were you whenever you were?
I was 16. I went in when I was 16.
You were 16.
Yeah.
So you were still studying in high school, or you dropped in high school?
No, I was a junior.
You were a junior.
Yeah, I was a junior.
What happened? If you want to talk about it, if you don't,
you know, I'm not really touched too much. I don't really want to touch too much base on that, because that's not really, you know,
correct,
relevant to my future. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But you know, just you know, when you out there hustling on the street and shit, you know, you come across a lot of things, you know, and you go through some certain things, and you know, man, it's just
correct
out there, man. You know, I was facing a long time. I was facing life, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I was facing life, but you know, just thank God, you know, everything works itself out. You know, there was a whole, I'm telling you, man, there's a whole, like, straight, maybe, like, year and a half. I was just thinking I was going to go to prison for the rest of my life, man. You know, waking up every day.
Yeah.
Just, you know, gotta get to my push-ups. Gotta do something to keep my mind off of it.
How that's changed? Because, I mean, you were only 16 years old, right? Whenever you're 16 years old, there's a lot of things that are going on in your mind. You have your future. You kind of, like, imagine how life is going to be in the coming years. But then your life changed suddenly like that. How was that make you feel? You feel depressed? You feel scared? Do you remember how you felt whenever you realized how bad the situation was until you were?
You know something, man? I didn't, you know, like, I really go throughout, like, stuff that happens. Like, I was like, it hasn't hit me yet, you know? Okay. I just feel like everything I've been through throughout my life has really just made me kind of like, you know, whatever happens, just happens. You just gotta deal with it.
Okay.
You guys keep pushing, man. Honestly, because like
don't stop no matter what happens.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like, because look, man, you know, in my head, I'm just like all this is going on. It's just like it's happening, and it's happening fast, man. You know.
Yeah.
It's like one night I was just in my bed, and next night you feel me, in a cell. So it's like, you know, happens all fast. So maybe like, I'd say that just based off of the maturity level I was at, and just like my, you know, I was being an adolescent, it really didn't hit me, and I really wasn't like, I was just, you know, doing what I was told, you know, put these on, get here, go here, lay down, do this, you know. Yeah. So I got to my cell.
I see.
You know, this is, I was in juvenile hall, you know, when I first got booked. So I went to juvenile hall, and maybe like after like 3-4 months is when I really started like thinking about what's going on. Really think about the situation. Really like
just start kind of like going through and seeing,
like pondering the truth. Yeah. Of the fact that my life might be gone. Fuck. Whether I like it or not, you know what I'm saying. My life gone, man. You know.
And that used to make you feel like anxiety or depression or scared. You were like, fuck, probably my life is gonna be gone in this, and I'm probably gonna, you know, be here for God knows how many years. And
you know something, man, I started just busying myself, you know. There has been times where, you know, I've been through the motions, you know what I'm saying? Correct. Of like kind of like facing yourself. Yeah. And you know, they say this all the time, you know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff either gonna make you or break you. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't break me, man. You know, maybe it did the first couple of times. Yeah. But you know what, man? You gotta keep on going, though. You know, it's about the broken places that's gonna get even more broken before they're fixed.
I see. I love that philosophy.
You know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes, man. You know, it's hard for you to be like, you know, a certain way and be like, that's wrong. Correct. It's hard to say that. It's hard to tell yourself that you're wrong for a certain thing. And that's us as humans, you know, us as men, us as women, you know. It's just you don't want to be wrong. Who wants to be wrong?
Correct.
You know, but the funny part is that us as human beings, we're not even halfway right. So who am I to say that that's wrong and that's right?
Yeah.
You know, but that's why I just go day by day, but based off of what I feel like is right.
I see.
And what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing in the situation, you know.
Yeah. So whenever you were in jail, do you make any friends over there?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
The guys you were, they were like same age as you, probably, kind of, or?
Well, okay, look. So when I first went in, I was 16. So I went to juvenile hall.
Yeah.
You know, I transferred around a lot more, especially when I got a little older.
Yeah, they transfer you. They moved you to a different one.
Yeah, so
with older people, I'm guessing.
Well, they went over there, and then also when they had sentenced me, I went state. I went to YA.
Really?
Yeah, it's not juvenile hall, but it's not no level 4 or maximum prison. You know, it's prison, but you know, not as how do I explain, big, not as big, you know.
I see.
So the oldest cat there probably like 26, but it's real gladiator school though. Like you're not really like think about it like this, man. The thing is, the difference is between like big dogs and little dogs, man, is check this out, man. Look, big dogs is gonna bite, but only if they have to.
I see.
You know, but when they bite, though, they bite. They bite. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now,
they don't fuck around.
Yeah. Now, little pups, now what they do is they have no control over how hard they're biting, how long they're biting for. So basically, think of it like this: a little pup is gonna bite whenever he gets a chance to. He's gonna bite. He's gonna bite, and never gonna let go. Yeah. Never gonna let go, causing problems for no reason. You know, just immature things.
Yeah.
So I kind of see it like that, like, you know, little you know, it's just different dynamics. Maybe it's the same, like politics and all that shit, and you know that's still the same, but you know I just feel like just in depth is a little different. You know what I mean?
I see.
Yeah.
And do you remember how did you felt whenever they set you free? Like,
oh yeah.
Let's talk about the day before you actually were released. Like, were you all excited?
Man, the day before I was tripping, cause
how do you realize first of all that you were?
Let me tell you like this, man. First of all, my mom was supposed to come get me, right?
Yeah.
She got arrested the day before I got out.
No fucking way.
Yeah, man. So I was tripping. I was like, who the fuck is gonna come get me? Yeah. I was like, I gotta call this person.
After all these
figure out what's gonna happen. Yeah, because you know it's already decided within the court, like, oh, that you know my mom's gonna come pick me up and this and that, and
your mom is the only one that can actually pick you up, huh?
Yeah. She got arrested the day before, man. And honestly, no, I could also too. Like I had my dad. You know, my dad could come. I don't really like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't want to get into that, but yeah. So yeah, my mom got arrested the day before, man. Crazy.
But then she got
out. Yeah, my sister had bailed her out, but that's after it was lockdown. Like I was already in my room. Like still stressing, like I just hope everything gonna be okay the next day, and I was stressing, bro.
Oh fuck, I can imagine.
Like, how are we gonna?
What was the first thing you did whenever you were free? The very, very first thing. I mean, of course you get into the car and then probably you go to your house, but
no, I went to the mall.
You went to the mall the very first day.
Yeah, I went to the mall. I went to the mall, got myself some clothes.
Hell yeah. You start getting some.
I didn't go too deep into shopping, though, because.
So you were 16, and then you were what, 21? Whenever you really,
yeah,
from 16 to 21, that's a big change.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I went in like a little boy. I came in like a grown man.
Yeah, how old are you again?
I'm 22 now.
22.
Yeah, I'm 22.
So this was only 1 year ago.
Yeah. No, this is recently, man.
This is recent, huh?
Yeah, this is recently, bro. I have been out for about a year and 10 months.
A year and 10 months.
Today, what day is it today, man?
Today, it's actually the March 4th.
I got out July 5th.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
The 5th?
July 5th, 2022. 2022.
2022? Oh, yeah, 2022, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, because it's just 2024. Yeah. So, it's almost been 2 years.
How do you live the pandemic, the COVID-19 in prison? It was a pain in the ass?
Man, what...
Because it was during pandemic.
During COVID, you know, I was moving around a lot, but the most time I was at where it actually affected me was when I was at fire camp.
Okay.
And at fire camp, it was probably like how many of us? Like 70 of us. And
do you choose that position or they use Do you choose that position? Or
no.
They designate.
No, I gotta get like approved and all that, and it's a whole process. But basically, the whole COVID thing though is like 70 of us or 80 of us, and that you know they tested the whole camp, right? Tested a couple times,
one by one.
Yeah, and I actually started getting the symptoms, right?
Shit, but it was probably like psychological.
But check this out though. So yeah, I couldn't smell no more. I couldn't taste. I felt like shit. I couldn't work out. Nothing. I just felt bad.
Shit.
Now what happened was we all got tested, right?
Yeah.
And I remember them calling us to the room, right? They're like, all right, like they call like 4 or 5 of us, right? 4 or 5 of us.
Yeah.
Come down to the visiting hall or something like that.
Yeah.
And they had told us like, all right, guys, you guys are the only ones who tested negative on the COVID. And everybody else tested positive.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you were lucky, huh?
What? Yeah, but check this out though, man. So I had the symptoms. I came back negative.
You probably
a week could go by or something. I started getting my taste bad, my smell bad. I could actually like do things. I tested negative, or I tested positive. So it was 3 movements. It was 3 parties, right? It was the original, you know, the people who are negative and positive.
Correct.
They had sent the people who popped up positive to the facilities to get quarantined and all that.
Yeah.
And they left us 4 in the whole camp.
Shit.
4 or 5 of us in the whole camp.
Yeah.
Now, when I came back positive, the people who were already there already tested. What's it called? They already did almost 2 weeks. You know, 14 days, whatever, how long it was. Wow. So I went over there I was over there by myself.
Yeah.
And man, they threw me in there with none of my stuff. It was a closed-in room in a hot hospital in the prison, and it was a my bad, I had to get close on.
No, it's a good. Yeah, it has a good pickup.
In this hot ass room, I had nothing, bro. Literally, I had nothing in there except my clothes. I had my bag. You know, there was a mattress, obviously. The below, I can get some sheets and all that. But that's it. You know, and you're in the room, in there for like most of the day, man. You're only outside watching TV for like an hour.
I see.
That's it.
That's it.
An hour for the TV and like shower. By myself though, I'm not really talking about it nothing like that. That's when I really started like, you know, busting down and writing and all that too as well.
So you start writing in the prison?
Yeah, I mean that's when I really started actually writing for real. Like before I went in, I was writing. Yeah. But I wrote like some bullshit I recorded.
Yeah, I mean you were 16 at 16.
But look, maybe within my 3-4 months me being locked up when I was still 16, I started writing poetry.
Because it hits you different. Because your perspective of life and everything changed.
And you have time, man.
And then you're taking life seriously. Yeah. And now you miss the things that you don't. Right? So, and then you start, instead of just writing, poetry.
I'm going to tell you like this, man.
That's a big change.
Let me tell you a little story, right?
Yeah. Please.
So, there was a boy, right?
Yeah.
And I say boy for a reason. Now this boy was like 5'6", 120-30 pounds. He's a little boy, you know. Okay. And now this little boy name was Jackson. Now Jackson had 2. Yeah. He had 2 things he was good at, right? Okay. One of them things is rolling dice. Okay. And the other thing is writing. I see. He's good at writing. Yeah. Now Jackson, excuse me. Now Jackson, I need some water.
Yeah, grab one.
Excuse me.
You good, bro?
Now Jackson was in a park, and this is not an ordinary park. This is a big, humongous, ginormous park. Now this park, like kind of like, you know, the one in New York, the big ass park.
Central Park.
Think about that like times 20, right?
Yeah.
and he's walking. He realizes that he's lost. So,
holy fuck.
So Jackson's like, damn, I'm lost. I don't know where to go and shit, you know?
Yeah.
So the first thing he does is he sees a park ranger and he goes over there, right?
Yeah.
This park ranger kind of looks, he's kind of meanish. You know, he's kind of like chubby.
Yeah.
A little bit taller than Jackson, but not that tall. There's something off about him, you know? Anyways, here goes Jackson asking him, excuse me, sir. Here goes the man, turns around real cold, like, you know?
Yeah.
And Jackson says, do you know how to get out of this park? The man looks at him and says, take 2 lefts and a right.
Okay.
So Jackson looking at him kind of like strange, like, oh, okay, you know, like that's kind of weird, but
yeah,
he goes on and does it anyways, right? He takes 2 lefts and a right. Now, as soon as he makes that right,
yeah,
he sees something, right?
Okay.
And it's like it just strikes him different. It hits him different. Like he's so like dumbstruck that he's speechless. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't even know what to say.
Yeah.
And he's just standing there like, what he sees right there is a tall man with chains.
Okay.
And a nice Benz.
Okay.
A nice Mercedes Benz right in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the
fuck? In the middle of the park.
Here I am trying to get to where I'm trying to get to, and is a man with a Benz? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
The man looks real nice and all that. Hey, little man, this tall man had said, hey, you know, I'll give you like $50 if you can write me some bars for this new song or whatever he said, but for $50 for these bars basically.
Yeah.
Jason, like, hold on, wait a minute, that's easy as hell. You know, I'm gonna get that easy $50. So here's Jason. He writes down his whatever. He writes down the little 3 to 4 bars and gives it to the man. The man gives him $50. Here, gives you $50. Now Jason has he's so speechless that he had forgotten about what he was even doing right now.
I see.
You know, first thing that hits his mind is how much. What's he gonna spend that $50 on? What am I spending my $50 on? You know,
now
I got
$50. Yeah.
I got $50. What am I gonna spend it on? You know, am I gonna save it? Am I gonna, you know?
Shoes.
So as he's walking off, excited about the $50, he realizes that he's lost. He's like, what the fuck? So then what does he do? He goes and finds another park ranger.
I see.
Now this park ranger he found kind of resembled the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
He was a little off, a little mean. You know, but the only difference is he had a mustache. He had like one of them long firefighter mustaches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, this park ranger, he said, how can I help you? And once again, Jackson said, I'm lost. Do you know where I can get out the park? Once again, this man kind of looks at him kind of strange and says, take 2 rights and a left.
Okay.
And once again, Jackson's like, okay, all right, I'll do it again. So, you know, once again, Jackson is taking him 2 rights and a left. And once he makes that left, as he made that right, again, something happens where he's caught off guard and he doesn't even know how to react to the situation. You know, he's kind of like confused about what's going on. Okay. What he sees is he sees a group of boys basically just rolling dice. That's it, just throwing dice. You know, a group of older boys throwing dice. Okay. Now, Jackson wants over there because, have in mind, Jackson's good at rolling dice.
Yeah, he is.
So he's automatically, boom, like the thought of, I thought of just taking all these kids' money just surges his mind, you know? Just thinking about how he can turn that 50 into 100, how to turn it to 100 to 200 just surges his mind, you know? Yeah. So here goes Jackson, goes to the other boys, you know, he's throwing them, he's making bank, whatever, he's winning games. Time has been, you know, it went by fast, you know what I'm saying? Now here the boys telling them like, all right, we'll be back here, you know, we're always over here if you try to play. Yeah. You know, and here's Jackson. You know, he's happy. You know, he just beat all these kids in dice. He got all their money in his pocket and shit. So he's like, yeah, for sure. Well, he's like, yeah, of course. Now he walks off, and by this time, Jackson is just he's so occupied with like making his money or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Going from the tall man with the $50 to the boys rolling the dice and all that. That's what he feels. That's what he fills his time with, just doing that.
Yeah, he just focus on that.
So now here goes Jackson with this bag. You know what I'm saying? You know how they say that bag. Yeah, he has that bag. You know what I'm saying? That little $50 turned into that bag. You know, he's walking with it. And on that particular day, he's kind of tired. You know, he's really tired, and he sees this bench he never realizes before. You know. He goes to sit over that bench to rest, you know? And he's sitting there and he's like, what's wrong? Like he has this type of like, he has something within himself that's bothering him so much.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, what is it? And it's always there. It's just now it's more like, it's more amplified. He feels it more. You know, he's like, it's like a frustration, like an irritation, like something he's missing, you know?
I see. Yeah. The lack of something.
Now, Jackson's sitting there, he goes, oh shit, I'm lost. I need to go back home to my family. What am I doing? Yeah. And in his, like, in the midst of him, like, kind of how was I so oblivious, how, you know, kind of like beating himself up, there's somebody there with him. Now, instead of him walking up to those people, instead of that happening, now this guy walks up to him.
Holy shit.
And asks him, he says, are you okay? You know, and Jackson's done with it already. He don't feel how everybody's just been lying to him and shit. So here goes Jackson. He's just mumbling. He's like, you know, like, and then the guy asks him again. Yeah. Are you lost? Jackson couldn't. He snapped. Why? So you can burden me with the wrong direction like everybody else has. Ooh. And the guy's just standing there he doesn't even change his facial expressions or nothing. He's just standing there. And now Jackson's kind of like looking down his shoes. He's kind of like not ashamed, but kind of like embarrassed. Like he snapped at this man, you know, like kind of look at his shoe like damn, like, you know. He asks him. He says, the man asks Jackson. He says, have you ever thought of writing your own way out? Ooh. And now Jackson's like, Jackson's like, huh? Like he's kind of like wait, what? Like what do you mean? Like I forgot.
Say it again.
Like he's looking down on his shoes like what? Like I forgot. Like I don't remember. Yeah. And you know, here's this man. He's like, here, take this. Now Jackson finally looks up, right, and he sees this man with this notebook. Okay. So here, take this. It's a notebook with a pen. Now as he grabs the notebook, you know, and he's like, what am I supposed to do with this? He says, just right. He says, just right. And as he's taking the notebook, he's asking like, man, like, if you know where and he takes the pen too. As he's taking the pen, he drops it. He drops the pen. He's like, man, if you know where the exit is, can you just once he looks up, he's not there no more. The guy he gave this notebook to is not there no more. And this is an open area. You know, you could tell if somebody was ran off or something. You could see him, you know, but
you were able to see them. Yeah.
There's nobody there.
Fuck.
So, he's looking at the notebook with the pen in the hand, like, just right, huh? Like, that's it. And here goes Jackson, open the notebook and has a pen in the hand. The first thing he writes about, you know what he writes about? He writes about confusion. Because he's so confused. He don't know what the fuck is going on. He's confused about like what this guy just did to him. He's confused about how is there a tall man with bands and he's just going off of whatever's been going on through his life, just off of the bat, just you know, no guidance, nothing. Yeah. So he's confused. You know that confusion builds. It has to go somewhere. Yeah. So here's Jackson's confused, and he's writing about confusion. Now, as he's writing about confusion, about how he's confused about this and about that, and he gets down to his original confusion is, how do I get out the park? And he's really thinking about that now. These like engine in his mind is starting, right? Like boom, 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 boom. It's starting in his mind now, and he's starting to think. All this talk about confusion is starting to remind him where he how he what am I asking? Like how he got to there, you know, to the point. So how he got to where he was at in that park at that moment. Yeah. So he started writing from one step to the other, and he's getting excited as he's writing it down. Yeah. He's writing it down. Boom, boom. He's getting excited, and finally he writes down how to get out the exit. And he follows it, right?
He follows the directions that these people were giving to them.
And now Jackson goes home. That's kind of the end of the story, man. And you know, at the story, what did you get at that story, man?
Well, I get a bunch of new things. First of all, sometimes we get lost because we know there is an issue. The issue in the story is that I'm lost and I don't know how to get to the park. Sometimes what happens is that we don't like the issue in our personal lives, so we constantly decide to look at the other side. You know, I might have an issue with addictions, for example. Or I might have an issue that, oh, fuck, I don't have any money. Or I have, whatever, you name it, right? Yeah. So that's the main issue. In the story, I get lost. The result is that this guy met this guy in the bins and then it started this. So in the personal life, you can see like I'm looking to a different side. For example, drugs. For example, spending too much time on social media. So you are not looking, you are not facing the real issue. You get distracted, and then eventually you might get something temporary, which in the case of the story, this guy was making the the money and the exchange and everything. You probably were making whatever, but if you are not focused on the main issue constantly, you're gonna get lost and your time is gonna go by. Your time is gonna it's gonna go. So you gotta be careful with what you really want. And once you know what you really want and the issues you have in your own life, you can decide if you want to actually go and fight those issues and solve them, or if you can just pass by, but be conscious that every decision is going to have a consequence in your life. But it's a beautiful story. I do love it because, and then at the same time, it's like instead of asking for some other people, you can just do it by yourself and find a way by yourself.
Yeah.
So it's a really good story, actually. Do you make it or?
Yeah, no, I wrote the story, man. I submitted into a contest when I was
really.
Yeah, I actually got out of 600 people. I was the top 10.
When happened this? Were you at a prison whenever you were doing this?
Yeah,
really? You wrote this at prison?
Yeah, I did. Most of the songs.
Fuck.
Most of the music, Richie Rich, I wrote when I was in jail. I wrote most of the songs I have out when I was in jail. Yeah.
How was that process then? Were you in your cell? Were you feeling kind of course, whenever you have a different feelings whenever you are there, but how really changed that? I mean, were you in prison and then you were like grabbing your notebook and then you're just writing thoughts and then you come up with songs, stories, poetry, you said?
Yeah, man, all of that stuff I wrote most of when I was in jail, man. So.
And were you sharing those things with your homies in jail?
Yeah. Some stuff is more personal, but I mean,
course.
yeah, we always like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, I just wrote this new little tunes and
check it out.
Yeah.
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 And whenever you get out, you already had the lyrics, and then you decide to start making them in reality. How do you get in touch? Do you create your own beats?
No, the beat situations. Yeah, of course. Now with the beat situations, I was gonna give it to you right now, but with the beat situations, excuse me. It just depends. Like, I like all my beats custom. You know what I'm saying?
Custom.
Yeah, you can hit it again if you want. Hey, well, have fun with that shit.
Thank you, bro.
I like most of my beats custom made. Like I like having a song for a beat already. Like when I first got out. Yeah.
But you have a person that actually custom those beats for you?
Yeah, like when I first got out, man, it was more of like when I first got out, man, it was more like of a let me just get the songs I wrote when I was in jail and on a beat. So first I would like go to people, we'd sit down, we make the beat, and I was really more like I'm more of like, let's get this shit right. You know what I'm saying? Before we do anything else.
You take it seriously, of course.
Before we do anything else, let's get this shit right.
Yeah.
Like I value my music. Why the fuck am I gonna half-ass anything?
And that's very important especially whenever you are the one creating something.
I mean, even past the music, bro. Whatever you do in life, you have to do 100%. Can't do nothing half-ass, bro. Because that's just you a half-ass person.
If you don't take it seriously, no one else is gonna take you seriously. Yeah, man, so. That's the first step.
Yeah, bro. So
I do appreciate that because you can see, you can see that you take it seriously on the music video and whenever you are listening to the music. Richie Rich is a fucking hit, bro. I love that song.
That's got like 14K on the.
Dude, that's what's up. And you're listening, and that's the kind of song that you want to listen to again and again and again. And then even if you're not listening to, you still have the melody inside your head, and you are just singing the chords and everything. That's a badass song.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
So you customize your beat. You kind of tell them your ideas. Or do you come up with some melodies inside your mind like da 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 da? How's the process? How do you customize your own beats? That's my question.
The beats really though is, I pay somebody mostly for the work. For most of the work I pay somebody.
Correct.
For the beats.
Correct. Yeah.
He just tries out some samples. I might say I like this one. I might say I like that one. Put this together. You know, he might say like, "Oh, these two would be dope."
So you are always in constant communication. Like, hey, change this. Hey, let's try this out and
repeat. A lot of repeat. How does the song sound with the? How does the lyrics sound with the music? How does all that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all that's going on. Yeah.
I see.
But it's all about just your ear and also too. You know, I might find a beat that already goes with my music.
Mm-hmm.
And the other times too, that I'm trying to do this like new kind of like West Coast type of vibe, you know what I mean? They just played a beat and I was just like, let's do this. Boom, boom, I freestyle.
You freestyle?
Yeah. So I mean, it just depends, bro. Honestly, and I've only been, you know, I'm still trying to. You gotta understand something, bro. I've only been out here for so long, so I'm still trying to like
find
my like
style,
my groove into like beats. And you know, I'm working with this marketing. Shout outs to your Hollywood Connect TV, your Hollywood Connections TV. They are actually one of the marketing agencies I work with.
Yeah.
And you know, they do a good amount of, you know, kind of like, you know, future talk of like basically they supplying me with what I need.
Yeah.
You know, just the thing is with that is I'm the type of person that I want to make sure I'm there to make sure this shit gets right.
I see.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I don't want some half-ass beats for some half-ass. No, that's not me. I don't like that shit, man. I want to make sure it's good.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's my
especially because it's something that you are creating. It's in your mind, and you are the only one that understands the way you understand. And it's hard, and I kind of feel you in this, because it's kind of hard to transmit your ideas into another person. And I'm kind of sure that this is the same way you do with your music videos. The reason I touched the topic of you in the jail was because I wanted to know if some of the experiences that you experienced in jail, or the reasons probably you end up in jail, are kind of a certain motivation.
Excuse me.
And you can find that motivation in your lyrics, in some of your songs. Like that gives you that motivation to be like, shit, I went through this experience. And you know, it changed my life for the good and for the bad. And you know, it gives you some good stuff and bad stuff at the same time. The best you can do is learn from that past, and you know, never forget and use that as a weapon, right, to fight in your life. But at the same time, I kind of feel that once you go through that experience, the jail and everything, all the bad things that happen in your life, at the same time, it kind of gives you a different perspective about life. And he helped you out.
Well, Tony, I mean, it's all of our experiences.
Yeah.
Not just jail, you know, like, there's a lot of things, not just me, but with everybody, you know, they go through things and it just makes them, you know, it just, your reaction to that situation is basically, look, I had asked you earlier, I had said, what did you get out of that Jackson story?
Yeah.
And you basically told me you got a lot. You never gave me a specific answer.
Just to want my specific answer?
Yeah, I want like a specific, like, what'd you get, like, what happened to Jackson? Like, what'd you get out of that story?
Well, each person has their own perspective, and they will have their own perspective about this story. Of course, because you are the one to wrote that.
Yeah.
You start writing that with a specific feeling, with a specific reason. So you know that reason better than I do. But to myself,
I want your perspective.
To myself, my perspective is just be like, don't get distracted. No, you could, bro. Don't ever underestimate the big thing that is, shit, I'm lost. And then I was following my path, but then suddenly, boom, I got distracted. And then while I was, getting distracted, I had another emotions and other feelings. And then, you end up making a lot of money, but then you're like, shit, I feel something that is missing. And fuck, I was lost, right? Yeah. You're still kind of feeling like, fuck, I think like I need something, or what I was doing at the park and everything, right?
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, always ask yourself, like, where are you right now in any point in your life?
Yeah.
And kind of trying to think about it, kind of give you the time to stop, chill a little bit for a light, and then start thinking, asking you questions, and then trying to understand. And you can do this at your bed. You can do this while showering, at the park, at a beach, with a friend, whatever. But just start asking yourself and really thinking about it. Just think about it and don't get distracted with things that are not important. And if you had those stronger feelings, like, the feelings that Jack has whenever he was making a lot of money, and when he was like, oh shit, I had $50, I can turn those 50s into 100.
Yeah.
And he started going through all these, race. But at the end of the day, he was like, fuck, what I was doing. So that's kind of, to me, the point of my story is like, don't get distracted. And always try to ask yourself, like, what are you doing, pretty much, and where are you? If you're in the spot you would like to be, or if you don't like being in this spot, kind of asking me those questions. That's, to me, that's what it gave me. That's an amazing story, man.
I like the answer, man.
Dude, I love really that story. I thought that you were telling me that you read it in a book or something. I was, shit, that Jack story. Can the people read this story? Like, have you posted on a post or?
It's actually on a it's on a pamphlet. It's on a, I think what's that school called? The ones with the Spartans.
Conclusion, no, expressions.
No.
They have like expression
no, it's a
magazine.
University. No. It's a university. It's a college in LA. It's
UCSC.
No, not UC. No, it's in LA.
LA. Oh,
it's the Spartans, bro. UCSC. USC. Yes, it's the University of California. It's this. Yeah.
I see.
So so yeah, I'm on a pamphlet on that. They have that story in the pamphlet.
In the pamphlet. Now, I would love to hear from the author.
You know what's crazy though,
the
is
main
that,
point and your perspective about it.
Yeah. Before I get into that though, what's crazy about that though, about the story situation, is that when I got released, I didn't have any type of well, there's a lot of things I had done when I was incarcerated that have no type of like I have nothing to any resources to that connected or anything like that. Like, yeah, to like, I don't know, that story's out. I don't know. I just, all I know from what I knew about the situation is that, this is a writing contest and I'm gonna turn it in for some money. that's it.
that was so it.
But this pamphlet thing, I think I ordered it, and what had happened was that it never got to me or something, or because I was incarcerated, there's a problem or something. I don't remember exactly. So,
right, it's so beautiful, that story.
Yeah, man. And now I ask you that before I say my perspective on it, because I wrote that story for the people. You know what I mean? I really wrote that story for people who go through that on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And it's like basically saying that, whatever you're around, it doesn't define you. Whatever you got going on, and whatever the world's throwing at you, that don't make you who you are. Yeah. There's always a way out, and I see Jackson has been so worried about finding the directions from the wrong people. All he did was lead him astray,
dude.
And that third person, all he told him, he said, "Why don't you write it?" Yeah. He didn't even give him no direction. He said, "Why don't you ever thought about writing it down yourself?" He
just kind of like put that idea into the spot.
Yeah, and then he was and now what Jackson had did is that there's these people telling him directions that led him astray, and now he got a better sense of direction from himself than those two people he was looking for. This whole time he had it. This whole time he knew he had it in him. Like he had the recollection of he just had to rethink. Yeah. All it takes is just a thought, Tony. That's really what it is in today's society. That's all it takes.
Just stop and be like,
one thought. Everything around you has been consumed from a thought.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Right now, because of the globalization and the fact that you are with your phone 24/7, and you feel like it gives you this feeling of connection, but it's not a connection in reality. I think nowadays there's some people that have. I'm one of them. I'm super addict to my phone. Yeah, phone. Dude, I go to sleep and either I'm with the phone or I'm either playing the fucking Nintendo Switch. For real. That's like my sleeping routine. Yeah. Whenever I feel like I'm getting tired, boom, I put that shit away. I wake up, the first thing I touch is my phone. The very first thing, and that's something I do want to change. That's actually one of my purpose for this year.
I mean, that's what kind of like comes with it.
No, feel me. Let me finish.
I'm listening. My bad.
So because I'm constantly with the phone, 24/7, and I know this is the same story of a lot of people out there they want to wash the dishes. Let me put a podcast. Let me put music. Let me put a videos in the background so I don't feel. It gives me this feeling. Every single thing you are doing, you are listening to somebody else, or you are either listening to music or you are getting too distracted. But whenever you turn off the phone, and really try to do it 1 hour, bro. Just grab your phone and put it into a box.
Yeah.
Don't grab it. Just leave it like that for 1 hour. Bro, you're gonna have some crazy thoughts. Not crazy. It depends your life and your, the way you think. But you're gonna be just like by yourself, and you're gonna feel like, oh shit, I think I need something. I feel like I need my phone. But whenever you start thinking about shit, how's my life actually now? Like, let me start thinking. Yeah. You say it only takes one thought, one single thought. But because I'm in the phone. And I'm something that's I'm proud of it because I only spent like 2 hours, 3 hours of screen time now in my day-to-day. So I'm super proud of that. But before I used to be crazy. I used to go crazy with the phone, and I didn't have the knowledge that I can actually stop and asking myself those questions, so I can realize that something was wrong. Until I actually stopped and I actually was thinking about it, I was like, oh fuck, I think I'm fucking it up, or oh shit, you start asking and you start remembering things from the past and where you are right now, and then probably the future. So I think to me, being on the phone 24/7 doesn't like I was not able to see this because of my phone. And until I put it away, that was when I would start kind of like slowly thinking about it. And day by day you become better and better at thinking, and the more you can stay away from the phone, the better, I will say. I mean, of course, it's an important tool, and I use it to entertainment, but not that much. Not like the first thing you grab in the morning is your phone. No, just chill it out, bro. You stretch, wake up, open the window, I don't know, see the clouds. And then you can start looking at the phone, but just give your brain some time, because it's just, it's just waking up. It's just getting ready for the day, and then you're hitting it already, watching whatever, reading emails or some shit. No, just give it some time.
Yeah, that's something that that I do feel like we need us as like people. We need to practice more.
Yeah,
especially with people that have phones. Especially with people that have phones and shit, man.
Dude, the phones are crazy. Phones, iPad,
honestly,
computer.
I know what you're saying, man. Because you gotta understand something. Like this part, when they gave me my phone, bro. When they had gave me my phone, I was like, "Where's the
out of the jail?"
Yeah, I was like, "Where's the button at?" Like when I first got out, where's the button at, man?
Yeah, you were looking for the iPhone. What? It was the iPhone 7, iPhone 6, probably.
I don't know, but it wasn't enough.
Because you were back in 2016. Let me Google it. I think it was the iPhone.
Well, anyways, though, regardless, I was
the iPhone.
Like, I know.
6.
I understand. I can see the difference because you gotta understand. I wasn't. Well, like I wasn't on no phone. You know what I mean? 24/7. I didn't have accessibility as I have access right now.
2016.
Where it's like, you know what I'm saying, motherfucker.
Yeah, the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus.
That's the one with the first. That's the first one with no button.
The first one with no button was the X. It was a year after. It was back on 2017, I'm guessing.
That's why I went down to 2017, 2018.
2017. Yeah, that was the iPhone. It was the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus. But then at the same time, I do remember it was the X. Yeah. They launched like those 3 iPhones, I remember. Yeah, so that was another question I wanted to ask you. How your life changed whenever, especially to you, because you were a teenager. You were 16, and then boom, 5 years goes by, and then boom, go back to society. How were you seeing society?
Big difference.
Big difference. Could you please give me an example? Do you finish the?
You want it? Sure. You can have it if you want.
But, you just want one more.
But big difference, man. But a lot of stuff they have now, that's not what was going on when I was out. You know what I mean? Like there's TikTok and there's like there was no TikTok. You know what I'm saying? There's TikTok.
It was TikTok already?
Yeah, there was no TikTok. There was no TikTok when I was out.
No, but it was TikTok already on 20. Oh no, that was when you came out. When you came out was on 2021, huh?
Yeah, 2022.
2022, yeah, it was TikTok.
So like this TikTok thing,
and OnlyFans too, I guess.
And all this music, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, OnlyFans, I guess. But yeah, all this music wasn't really
released.
trending like how it is now. Like it's like,
dude, it's crazy, huh?
You got like artists like like drill artists and stuff that's more mainstream, and people listen to it. Like more people, there's a bigger audience for that now. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And people are like starting to like think that that's how they're expected to act like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people are gonna start like people that don't even come from that type of life are gonna believe that this is how they're supposed to really act, and they're gonna start. You gonna see behavioral changes in all types of people, from like people who come from a higher class to the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From the bottom of the bottom, but it's the fact is what I'm saying is that, you know, that life is more glorified than it was before.
Than was before. I see.
Yeah.
How about your lifestyle? Because whenever you were 16, of course you were a teenager, you were living with your parents, but then you came out, you said you went to the mall, started getting some clothing. And then what happened? Do you get a job after? Do you jump back in school? Oh yeah, you get the job.
Yeah.
That was the very first job?
Yeah. No, that was my first job.
Oh, I see. Yeah, but
yeah, I gotta get the jobs. You know, I got a job.
Yeah.
I got a job. I worked at the U-Haul. I worked at the.
And of course,
I worked at the party rental place.
Really?
You know, so yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boys out. You know what I'm saying? Cleaning chairs back to back every day. You know, y'all know who y'all is, man. I remember back at the shop, man.
I see. And of course, at the same time, you start pushing more this idea of making that song into reality.
At the same time, my check was going to my studio time.
Yeah.
Studio time. I mean, I was saving up. Obviously, I was saving some money too, but most of the money's going to studio, marketing, you know, just that sort.
All the stuff.
You know what it takes to be a music artist in this world, bro. It's a digital world now.
It is digital world, and at the same time, I don't know how you say this, but I think TikTok, it's a huge power for new musicians.
It's a huge what?
It's a huge power for new musicians. Because if you make one song to go viral on TikTok, bro.
You got TikTok, Instagram, you got all types of social stuff.
What do you think about now people? Well, not all the people, but some musicians, they dedicate a lot of time only to come up with a hit only designed for TikTok. Either something that is like kind of like a dance, so you know, people can dance on TikTok and then they eventually go viral.
Yeah.
But they are not taking the time, or their perspective about making new music has changed. It's now making new music because I love music or because I wanna, you know, tell this story or whatever. I just wanna make music because I wanna go viral on TikTok, and that's my only goal, and that's the only thing I'm doing it for.
Well, I mean, you know, I don't have a specific thought about it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't stand no type of way, like, but if that's what you want to do, then let it be. So, like, look, that chimes into my point where I made earlier when I had said that, you know, you're going to start doing something that you want to do.
Yeah.
But then something along the line might happen where you kind of like shift gears. Where you kind of like, look, maybe I wanted to become a music artist, be on the radio or whatnot, but this TikTok thing making me all this money, and you know, I like what's going on. This is
it's a distribution platform,
opportunities. Yeah, so it's like, you know, I mean, that's what, you know,
because just imagine for a second time we're in 1960s.
Yeah.
Or we are in the even not too far away. We are in the 2000s. If you wanted to become an artist on the 2000s, you gotta start, you know, having those calls with looking for managers, looking for people that can marketing you and put into like those big companies that make the records. Yeah. Right? I mean, nowadays, if you can grab a camera at your home, you can start playing guitar and you can make your own music. And you can use this, you can put it out on YouTube. And if you're good enough, and if you like it, if you have something unique, and if you play your cards right, of course, it's a lot of work, a lot of dedication. But if you do all these things now, the chances that big records company look at you, you know, without having you to go and follow all that path that was in the 2000s, now you can do it from the comfort of your home. You can just be writing and playing. So it's a huge, if you want to become a music artist, there's no better time. because you have more tools, more resources than a person from the 1960s or 1980s.
Oh, so now you're asking. I thought you were saying like, what is it like to like be able? Like, I thought you were saying like TikTok, like making music specifically for TikTok dances. I thought that's what you were saying. You basically asking me how I feel about using TikTok to utilize my views and all that. Yeah, no. Of course, no. TikTok, Instagram. I'm actually working on my TikTok right now.
Oh, dude, let's do a fucking video or something.
Yeah, it's my TikTok's actually kind of, because when I first got out, I didn't know how it really worked, so I kind of messed it up. But I got it back going on. Yeah, we can do something on the TikTok. Follow my Instagram at King the MOJO. It's easy, King the MOJO. Same thing on my TikTok,
right
King the
here.
MOJO. Yeah, it'll be yeah. So y'all checking me out for real. But I'll do all my shout outs at the end though and everything. But yeah, moving forward with the digital world, yeah, of course, there's all different type of royalties too. There's new stream of royalties just based off of the digital market. You know what I mean?
I love it. Yeah, like
there's all types of money to be made, man.
For sure.
But it's more than the money though, bro. With the music, I really think that most of the time I go and work is really. Like, it be stressful at times, but when I'm actually flowing and going and just it's just moving, you know what I mean? So in the Buddha and all that, like, it's therapeutic, man.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's an expression.
Mm-hmm. Especially, like, not just the words you're saying, but the energy you give off.
The energy you create in the studio and then the energy you transmit to people to listen to.
Yeah.
I love that part. What is happiness for you? In your perspective, in your own life, happiness to you.
Happiness to me.
I don't believe happiness buys. I don't believe money buys happiness.
No.
I don't believe that shit at all. Like that's the person that you hear that is bullshit. It's no. Although money is oxygen. Money lets you breathe, so then you can focus in any other aspect in your life. It is necessary. Fuck yeah, it is fucking necessary. But doesn't buy you happiness.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
it is necessary, of course.
Especially to be a music artist and
not
being signed or anything like that. You have to. You have to go find your investors. You have to, find your team. You gotta build your name. Establish yourself too, because music to me is more than just. It's not just about it's about the music, but it's about like basically saying that music is just a product of a brand, and the brand is me. Yeah, I'm the brand producing the music. Correct. You dig what I'm saying? So you gotta figure out an algorithm to really how to establish your brand so your music can be produced more. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
And you gotta kind of be comfortable with what you're doing.
Yeah, of course.
Because if you're not,
it takes some little bit of confidence.
Yeah,
of course it does. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. But yeah, so what's happiness for you? Your definition of happiness. Are you happy?
Of course. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. A lot of people are not happy.
Of course, man.
Some of the guests.
I'm blessed. I'm blessed every day, man. I'm not perfect.
No one is perfect. Perfection, it doesn't exist. It's just a concept.
Yeah. And when I say I'm happy, it don't mean like I'm 24/7. Like no, shit happens. Shit gets real out over here, man. And it's like how you react to it. It's really about the bounce back, man.
About the what?
It's really about the bounce back.
I see.
The bounce back. When you're playing basketball and shit, you dribble the ball. It hits the floor and it bounces right back up to your hand. Yep. It's about the bounce back, bro. So you can really dribble the ball down the court and make the shot. It's all about the bounce back. Because without the bounce back, you're not going to be able to get to where you're headed to, which is the hoop.
I see.
Before you can even make a shot. So it's really about how you react to certain situations. Well, it's going to test you, man. Yeah. You always find, look, I'm going to tell you like this, man. You always find coal 3 feet away from gold. And somebody had told me that. I don't remember where exactly, but and that's once I've heard that. I think I heard it from like some. So I think it was a crackhead, bro.
some of those people have like really good phrases.
Yeah, I think
fucking philosophers.
I had read it in a book.
Okay.
Yeah, I had read it in a book. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Now that crackhead, what that crackhead had told me though was that he had said slow motion is for show motion. That's what he is.
Ooh, that's a great phrase.
Yeah, but regardless of that though, man, I was saying that so basically That's the whole point of it, though, man. You know, it's just like it's how you get past the obstacle. You can never. People always get them screws. You know what I'm saying? They think passing the obstacle is shape shifting to mirror that obstacle. If you know what I'm saying. Do you understand what I'm saying about that?
Yeah, yeah.
Like basically, like they mirror their obstacle.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't make you go forward at all. It actually just slows you more down and wastes more time and energy. You know.
Energy, and then whenever you realize, whenever you move forward and you look back and then you see yourself in that position, you're like, come on. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for you, how will you define happiness? Because to me, I like to think that is, of course, family. And whenever I say family, you know, it doesn't mean like, oh, having your mom and your dad. No. But having a group of people. They cannot be related to you, but whatever. It's a group of people, a group of persons that, you know, makes you feel safe and makes you feel like you're in home. It could be friends, and you don't even have to live together. It's just the knowledge. It's just, I know I have someone that, you know, actually cares about me. And, you know, and vice versa. But I think that's one fundamental.
Of course.
How about you?
You know, my definition of happiness, man, is I really believe that piggybacking off of what you were saying, I really believe that feeling of importance, man, is needed. You know, there's people that go crazy over not getting that feeling. People go crazy. I'm saying, like, making up their own realities to fill that void, you know, because that's important. You know, and it's all, when I say that, man, I'm not saying like you gotta be important to be happy. No, you gotta hold yourself important to yourself. You gotta be important to yourself, man. Because if you're not important to yourself, that means you're not prioritizing yourself. That means you're not loving yourself, man. And maybe that you get that feeling of importance any other way. But if you can feel that with healthy, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't gotta be negative.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I was away, bro, you know what kept me going, man, is learning.
Learning new stuff.
Reading, bro. Reading, and just that made me feel important, bro. That made me feel like I'm important to myself enough that I want to be able to invest into my brain and invest into my, you know what I'm saying, the length of how I want to get into it, man. You know, it gets deeper, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you know, for the most part, though, is just holding yourself important, man. And, you know, whatever makes you happy is going to make you happy. No one else is going to define what happiness is to you, man. If you sitting here laughing...
It's like the story of Jack.
Yeah.
Instead of asking for happiness, what actually makes you happy? Dude, I fucking love that story.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Well, that story was... You know what I really wrote that story for? I wanna be able to talk to juveniles, man. For real.
You can even make that shit into a movie, a short film, like.
Yeah, but really listen to me though. Like the reason why I wrote that, was because I want to talk to juveniles, man. And
fucking way.
You know, who wants to listen to somebody that just starts off by saying, "Hi, my name is," you know what I'm saying? No, man. You gotta hit them with a story, because when you hit them with a story, you got them hooked.
Yeah.
So you
that's true.
You gotta deliver the message to them some way. You know why? Look, man, if you always hear the same shit over and over, it's gonna sound repetitive. You're not gonna want to listen to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes you gotta change up the delivery.
Especially if you know that what's the concept of that guy. If we're talking about a guy that, you know, he's like looking through all this stuff. If he saw something different, something that is not common, he's gonna be like, oh shit, let me start. So that was a good decision, the one you made right there, bro.
Yeah, man, yeah.
And do you believe in life after death?
Life after death? Of course. There's a level 2 to anything, man.
What's your beliefness in that topic? Life after death.
You know, I believe there's a heaven and hell, man.
Do you believe there's heaven and then the...
Yeah, of course, yeah. Okay. You know, I believe in God, so, you know, I do believe there's a heaven and hell, man, and you know, peace be upon him. You know, Allah has power to do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And of course, there's always gonna be that. Oh, everybody's gonna always look for that person who's gonna like, is he saying, is what he's saying true? Is what he's saying like, but at the end of it all, it's up to what you want to believe in this life. You asking me? Yeah, of course I believe there's a heaven and hell, and you know, but that doesn't mean that you gonna see me follow every rule and every aspect of what I'm trying to become.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's very true. What
you feel me? So I like, you know, I try by my knowledge to do good as much as I do. I go by day, you know. I know what's right from wrong. You know, there is no if, ands, or buts. Like, there's always gonna be, you either don't know it, like you're either just like you don't know nothing, you don't know better.
Yeah.
Or you're just being plain stupid. If you know better, you're just being stupid.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just how you perceive life, man. I don't want to talk too deep into, you know, heaven and hell and all that stuff, because just, you know, it's something that you just have faith for. It's not nothing to be discussed too deeply about.
Correct.
Because it's just what happens after that is just between you and your spirit. You know, you leave in this atmosphere and go into a whole nother realm,
a different space.
Yes, is not some easily, like, the people are so quick to, you know, especially where I was raised and come from, like, it's always like, oh, what does he believe in? Like, what does he pray? Does he, you know, and it's really like, you know, that's nobody's business, to be honest with you.
Correct.
The relationship I have between me and God is nobody's concern.
And I do believe that that's a barrier, you know?
It's a what?
A barrier. It's like a
barrier. Yeah,
barrier.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because, you know, you could be knowing a lot of very important, amazing people, but there's limitations. If that person believes, does that person pray? And, you know, it was like a constant, it was in the culture, I'm guessing. Kind of. Because, you know, in the Mexican culture, there's a bunch of religions, but the most famous one is Catholics. Yeah. You know, actually, I got lucky. I didn't have like those parents that are like super crazy about it. And if you, especially because all of the friends I had, or literally all the people I know, they were follow the same religion. But I do believe that if I've known a person from a different religion, they would be like, oh, kind of like this barrier.
The barrier between the...
Yeah. And, you know, that's just a limitation. So you don't get to meet a lot of amazing people, too.
Yeah. I mean, I really feel like religion is used in different contexts nowadays, though.
Yeah.
Because you got to understand something, man. You know, you got all these extremists and terrorists that's using religion as an excuse to gain power. You got people using religion to excuse certain behavior.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is that it all roots from your intention. So who am I to say that what that person doing is wrong if it's my belief, it's my faith, you know?
Correct.
I'm never gonna say like that's wrong. I'm never say that that's not right in this world. Like, you know, everybody's entitled, everybody's, you know, obligated for their own opinions.
Correct.
Now, the problem is when that kind of interferes with your how do I say, like, when the intention is off now, like, it's more like, it's nothing to do with religion. Now it's more about like more about power, about territory, about having, you know, at the end of the day, you're basically you're picking a fight where a fight doesn't even need to be happening. Like, there was no conflict in the beginning.
And they use only as an excuse And sometimes they get super wild.
Yeah, and it goes both ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like through the news and the politics. I don't want to get too deep into politics now and all that, man. But I just really believe that everybody's obligated for their own opinion, and you have all this. It's like we don't even have to have religion. You can have people fighting over like, oh, the best color is purple. I believe the color of purple is the best color. Yeah. Somebody says, oh, I think the color blue is better or something, or red. Yeah. Stupid, but yeah. But like you can use color for like, you know what I'm saying? I think this color is better, and I'm not like. And even then, that happens nowadays. You know what I'm saying, with the colors and everything. But obviously, that goes more in depth with it. But that's just I'm just using the color as an example. That's an example, yeah. That's all they're gonna. That's all what's gonna happen. Be all these extremists and stuff for going to war, and you don't know what's real or fake. Yeah. You don't know. No matter what, no matter who said it, can be somebody. It can be the president saying that this is real. You don't really know that unless you are there. You know what I'm saying? The people who are showing you stuff, they're in charge. They're in control of what they're showing you. Huh. So it's like you just gotta go day by day within yourself, knowing what's right and wrong, and just leave it at that. Whatever's happening in the world is, there's both sides. There's always a perspective to everything. Correct. I was reading this book, man. Master Yourself by Don Miguel Ruiz Jr.
Master Yourself.
Master Yourself.
Okay.
Master
That's
Yourself.
A great title.
And in that book, he says to the students, he says that believe whatever I say and don't say.
Believe everything I say
and don't say.
And don't say.
Basically saying, and he also after he had said that, he had said that everything I say can either both be a lie or true, just depending on your perspective. He goes deeper than that. And he says that you're only responsible and held accountable for what you say. You're not responsible for how that person had felt or took it, what you said. You know what your intention was when you said what you said. Yeah. And maybe, and the mind has certain ways to play with your head. You know what I'm saying? Right. You might mean one thing, but your subconscious might mean one thing, but you end up saying whatever is on top of your prefrontal cortex, whatever you choose and decide, and all them decision makings, whatever because from your experiences, might kind of like interfere with that original thought. Correct. And it comes out a different way.
And it's natural, and it happens to every single human in this world.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of like you gotta just know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Because like people take things so personally, and it's kind of like, this is not what even was going on. This is not what I even meant. Yeah. But that's what happens in the world, and sometimes, bro, most of the time it starts problems. Just because somebody expresses their way a certain way, and somebody else expresses their way of life another way, and it's conflict. Because maybe either jealousy, or maybe even territorial, or maybe even basically just like, oh, I got here first type of thing. It goes down the list. But at the end of it, oh man, it's like you gotta just focus on yourself.
At the end of the day,
focus on yourself, man, because everything starts within yourself. Yeah. Once you start everything within yourself, it'll just expand even more. People are so busy trying to look for
first walk, and then you can run.
Yeah, like the instant gratification. Yeah. That's a big thing in society, instant gratification.
That's what I'm telling you. The phone addiction.
Or even just
I mean,
how I said, like even just like looking for something on the exterior, all you gotta look for is in the interior. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's you feel me. But that's a journey for that person to take. Yeah,
it is a big journey.
And another for me to say that that's wrong or that's right is his journey or her journey. Yeah,
I'm actually super agree with that. With which artist would you like to collab eventually in the future to end up like with this? If you could pick an artist, bro.
I had everything planned. I had not planned, but I have an answer for everything.
Yeah.
Except that, bro, I haven't never really gave two thought about that. Like, obviously, when I hear something like dope, I be like, yeah, that's fire. But you gotta understand something. I'm in the journey of still finding my flow and still mastering my art and my work.
Correct.
Now, I don't know what life has in store for me. And I'm saying, when I say life, I'm not even saying like very far in the future. I'm saying a couple days, a couple weeks, couple hours, whatever. I don't know what it has in store for me, but if I have an opportunity to collab with somebody, just like my dream collab or whatever, basically what you're saying is like, I don't know, man. I really liked growing up, man. I really liked listening to Mo3.
Okay.
Yeah, but
okay,
you know, rest in peace, my man. Though, my man, he's not alive no more though.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you know, I really liked his flow and his like style and all that, but I don't know, man. Like, I never really gave too much thought on collabs.
I see.
Like, who my favorite artists? Because at the end of the day, it's like I wanna master my work before you even. I don't even know what time. Like, what if I come up with a whole nother flow to mess with the whole game? You don't never know that.
Correct.
So I'm gonna keep recording. If something comes along into my lap, like, I'm gonna go out there and find it. But if something comes along, and, you know what I'm saying, we can see what's happening. And also too, I hold myself at a certain like value, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not just gonna anybody who just tell me like let's hop in this collab. I'm not gonna just hop in the collab, because at the end of the day, it's like how much work you putting into it. I put my all into this. How much work you gonna put into this shit? It's like I'm not at that point where I can just drop just sell my verse and be like, I'm not there yet. So it's like, you know, this is a lot of this is going off of just work and blood, sweat, and tears. And how am I supposed to work with someone on you, and if you're not gonna get that same equivalent back? Like, I'm willing to. Kid you not, but before that Richie Rich dropped, I went downtown, bro, and walked around trying to get people to follow my Spotify so they can listen to that song when it came out. I was playing, and I just went there just for that. Walked around just to make sure that people would listen to my music, cause I know my shit's good.
Yeah.
So it's like, how does it feel like if I'm over here like putting my all into this piece of work, into this out, and taking this so serious, and this person's just like not even really do anything about it? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying like, the person I'm gonna collab with has to go out and tell people about the song, but it's just like, I'm just using it as an example.
Correct.
To what I'm willing to do for my product to be, you know, got for what it's worth. You know what I'm saying? For it to give it a chance. Cause look, man, like, all this is music shit is really building an audience. Cause without an audience, you don't have no views, you don't have no nothing. You don't have anything. So it's really just building your audience and just expanding your horizons and more opportunities, you know. It's never really just, you gotta be a businessman, bro. To be a successful music artist from like scratch, you gotta be a businessman.
There's a lot of resilience too.
Yeah, resilient. Yeah, but that's part of being a businessman, though. Like, you gotta be able to be, or a businesswoman, excuse me. But you gotta be able to market for yourself, network for yourself, have a voice, have this and have that. Especially when you're not coming from like wealthy environments and situations where you can just get a lot of money to spend and invest in yourself and shit.
Correct. Like,
all you have is your voice, man.
Right. That's your tool.
Yeah, because your talent, you know what I'm saying, your talent don't really mean nothing if nobody's like, look, man, like, you gotta always remember, a tree won't make any noise falling down if there's nobody around.
If there's nobody around.
You did. Yeah, so it's like, you gotta just build your audience, bro.
Just give me 1 second.
Because that audience will lead into bigger audience, and then you might find your style, bro. You might find your preferred audience, and now you know what type of genre you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially nowadays, bro, you got all types of music.
I think that's something.
You got all types of music, bro. You got people making up all types of things, like screamo and rap and all types of stuff. But I'll be seeing all types of things on Instagram and YouTube and all that junk, man. And I don't say junk. I don't mean junk like it's bad, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I really like that definition, the one you put at the end, and the fact that you gotta focus on yourself. I think it was a great podcast, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me, bro.
No, thank you. I would love to have you in another episode.
Oh yeah, I'll be down, man. I'm
Once I have everything set up and designed perfectly, I would love to have you as a second guest. What's new for you? I mean, what's coming new in your life? Are you gonna keep dropping more music?
Of course, yeah.
What we can be expecting from you?
First let me say there's a lot more music coming. There's a lot more videos. You know what I'm saying? More merchandise coming out soon. You know,
merchandise.
Let me first go ahead and start. Shout out to Your Hollywood Connects for real.
Okay.
For the marketing. You know what I'm saying? For real, they do a lot of things over there. Check them out. Pharaoh Luxuries. That's really, what the whole empire is. Empire. You know, as a title. Y'all can look out for merchandise coming out soon.
Dude, I'm gonna put all the links in the description.
Yeah. I'm coming out with shirts. Here, I have plans. Yeah, I have.
Dude,
shirts,
that's what's
hats,
up. Congrats.
Hoodies, everything, man. All MOJO merchandise, man.
Dude, that's what's up.
Yeah, no, for real though, man. We coming in hot and coming in strong. This is. Yeah, man. It's just more and more coming. Content. Follow my Instagrams, probably in the description at Kingdom Mojo. That's really it though, man. Just be on the lookout for, you know what I'm saying. Go get up on my YouTube too. It'll be all in the link to Kingdom Mojo too. It's all Kingdom Mojo.
I saw that you posted a music video in which there was like a bunch of transitions. You were in the room singing, and then the camera was moving around you.
Corey.
Dude,
Yeah. Corey,
that was crazy. I love it.
I did the second video.
I did love it.
It was the second video.
It was a sick video.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
It was a sick video.
I appreciate it, bro. Like
Well, you can go ahead and go and click all the links in the description below, so you can follow MOJO, and you can watch all the YouTube videos and everything. Spotify, you have Spotify too, right?
I got them on all platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud too, YouTube, all that stuff, cool. Man.
So we can check it out, man. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, man. I do appreciate you having here. All right.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
So that was pretty much it. Thanks for watching this episode. We have now a TikTok profile. We have Spotify too, and so you can click the links in the description if you like this, and you want to follow more in more platforms too. All right. Thank you.